guys, and welcome to Accessible Daily Living. It's great to be back, and we have a great show today. We have Kyle Sen of KRS Homecare, who's going to be with us today. I'm really excited about that. Before we get started, we have great news. Team Canada wins gold at the World Cup of Hockey. Great win there, last minute. Brad Marchand, even though I don't like him too much as a player, can't knock the fact that he just gave Canada another well-deserved trophy. So kudos out to Team Canada and their hard work and their perseverance coming back late in the game to win the World Cup of Hockey. Also, our Blue Jays a little disappointed last night. They're falling back, tied with Baltimore now for a wild card spot. I'm hoping the boys in blue can pick it up and start smashing those bats again. Do what they do best. So I want them to hit Smashville. Get it over the fence, boys. Let's do it. Let's get going. So we're back here today, and one of the best things about obviously getting involved in accessibility is getting great ancillary support, great help from individuals who are in the industry who can give us a snapshot of what people need within the home. And this is why we have Kyle on the show today. Kyle represents a company where he obviously owns a personal support worker company where personal support workers are used to help our elderly, our disabled in the community stay in their homes. And Kyle will touch upon more in terms of the specifics, but they give us a really good snapshot of what, the day-to-day activities that these individuals, our clients, are performing. So it allows us to modify their homes to meet their needs. And this is one of the reasons why, the capital reason why I've asked Kyle to join us today. So with that, he goes, we're going to have Kyle back after this short break, but stay tuned. Kyle will be on, and he's going to give us some really good information about his company, his history, about where he all started, and how he got to here today. So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Finally, I figured it out. 3 strategic zippers, 2 on both sides, but rolled forward a bit so the person is not rolling on a zipper or a zipper head. And the 3rd zipper from the interior knee all the way up through the inseam down to the other interior knee.
Life has a way of throwing you curveballs. Sometimes you're lucky enough to see it coming. Other times it just hauls off and hits you in the face without warning. When my second child was born and turned out to be special needs, that was a curveball that neither my first wife nor I saw coming. However, it's not the fact that life saw fit to hit us with this challenge that matters. It's the daily struggle to adapt and overcome that makes us who we are. Being both a blended family and one with a special needs child definitely makes some days a real challenge to navigate successfully. It takes a full measure of teamwork from everyone involved to make the family work. Most days, we don't have it all together, but together, we have it all.
Hey guys, welcome back. And today I'm very honored and happy to have Kyle Sen of KRS Homecare. Kyle, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, pleasure is all ours. I just as I was introducing you before, is one of the key aspects, or one of the key ancillary supports that we look at when we go in from accessibility living to support our clients. We look at PSWs, as they're known as a short form, or personal support workers, to give us valuable information of how to support our clients. So do me a favor, just let me know a little bit about yourself and how you got here. Like, when did you start KRS, and what got you to this point in your life in terms from a professional perspective?
Okay. Well, I worked at the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care for about 10 years. I went to school for UFT for social work. And also, while I was working at the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, my mother was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, which is a bone cancer. So she was at home most of the time, and the family members, had to work to provide for the family. She was left unattended numerous times by the personal support worker, and she was left in bed for the whole day, causing a lot of agony and pain. It came to a point where my father had to actually leave his job and just to care for her, which is not feasible in this day and age, really. So I kept noticing inconsistencies while I was working in the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care, as this was happening to numerous people who needed service at home but weren't receiving it because of scheduling issues or just the personal support worker not showing up. So I figured I could offer a much more reliable and punctual service, and that's why I started it. I started about 18 months ago, and so far so good. We've had zero missed visit rates all this time.
Well, that's an important aspect. You know what? One thing I want to let our viewers know is it's astonishing how our guests or individuals who are involved in the support of individuals with disabilities have an intrinsic or a personal story. As you can tell, Kyle has his personal story. Kyle, how involved are you with your company? What's your role with your company? Are there any other facets to your business? Are there any partners? What is your role with the company?
My role is the owner, but I'm a very hands-on owner. So I will do all the hiring, all the reference checks. I will meet with the clients before to set up a schedule, find out what their needs are, whether it's cultural barriers, ethnicity barriers, language barriers, as we know that's a huge issue. And I will set up everything within about 48 hours. So I will go and meet with the client in their home, do the whole assessment, and match them with 3 of our personal support workers that would be the best fit. And I say we have 3 people because we dedicate 3 people to every client so that there is no sick call or missed visit that the client has to suffer. If a PSW's car breaks down, we have 2 people that could replace her, so the client is never left alone.
Those are great best practices, and it really sets up for a lot of success when you're obviously thinking of worst case scenario, especially when someone needs help and you could be leaving someone unattended, which can put families in high stress levels, anxiety. One thing is, and I'm going to tell you, and you probably know this, it's a saturated market. You have a lot of companies out there that are doing what you're doing. What differs? What puts your company out there above and beyond ours? Now I want you to advocate. Now I want you to go out there and give me your 30-second commercial spiel, because this is very important. I want people to understand why why you're doing what you're doing and what makes you different than everybody else.
Well, I wanted to ensure that the client will always be seen. It's not fair for a client to be left at home in bed the whole day, or, as you know, falls are a huge issue with clients that have motor vehicle accidents, or people with disabilities, or seniors. So to avoid that, like I said, we have 3 people dedicated to every client, so no one is ever missed, and the client's family can relax knowing that their family members being well taken care of, and they can also go do things that they need to do, which is respite care. So our people will go in, take care of their family member, take care of the client, and then the family members can go on their daily activities, such as grocery shopping or going to the bank or taking their kids to soccer or anything like that, just to take some stress off of the family members, because it is really hard for the family members to have to take care of a loved one with high needs.
Oh yeah, and you talk about hardships for the family. One of the aspects we have to throw it out, and it is the elephant in the room, is finances. We understand that there is coverage under certain types of benefits, how you access it. We can look at, CCAC, Community Care Access Center, offers X amount of dollars. There is, insurance coverage for individuals who carry extra insurance, and with regards to that, where, they can access PSW support, or, if they've been involved in a motor vehicle accident where there's actually specific funding or benefit entitlement specific to personal support worker, attendant care, as they call it. how does that differ? Like, it is a very obviously an important need, but it's a costly need to the family. What options are there in terms of payment, or what can they access? Is there any funding available for this outside of the typical?
Well, outside of the typical, it is really hard. I used to actually work for CCAC for about 7 years, and their budget has been cut. So personal support will only get about 3-4 hours a week, which I mean is not fair for a person to be able to have a shower once a week. So there is not really too much funding for that. So those people usually pay out of pocket for private pay. There is some clients that have extended health coverage, it's called, through private pay insurance companies. And with that, they're able to get a certain amount of hours, depending on their plan, for personal support that's extra on top of what CCAC will give them. For my motor vehicle clients, we usually tap into the accident benefit part, and we bill the insurance company after they approve, which is usually hard to get an approval rating from the insurance company because they always try to hold back funds. But once we get that approval, we're able to accommodate based on how much is approved by the insurance company for the motor vehicle accident victims. Or also, sometimes if the insurance company disapproves the Form 1, we're able to talk to the lawyers, and the lawyers will protect the file. So the lawyers, at the end of the settlement, will pay out for all the service that we've given them. So us as a company will wait for the 3-4 years until the settlement date comes, and then we're able to collect on our invoices.
So you talk about a Form 1. What is that? What is a Form 1 in terms of motor vehicle? I know you mentioned it. What does that do?
Well, a Form 1 is an assessment by an occupational therapist. The occupational therapist will go into the client's home after the motor vehicle accident, assess all the needs, and find out what they need. So if they need X amount for rehab, if they need X amount for physiotherapy, if they need attended care. Well, mine is only the attended care aspect. So they will say the client needs a shower every day. They need their cooking and cleaning done because the client's not able to do it anymore because they have a broken leg or they have some kind of impairment. So they will assess how much it will cost and how much it will come up to, based on how many hours per week. And we go into the client's home, try to make a schedule with them to basically cover all those aspects of what their needs are so they can live a normal life.
Okay, so I want to go back. I know you touched upon it in terms of what type of funding is out there. I really want to really say this. We're going into I call it a tsunami waiting to happen. This aging population,
Yeah.
and more your population or your clients are the elderly. This lack of funding. What are we doing as a society in terms of holding our politicians and our governments accountable for things like? I mean, look at me. I'm a working individual. My wife is working. I have an aging mother and aging in-laws. I mean, there's definitely not the time of the day or even the ability to go and support my in-laws or my mother in terms of their needs when they are going to need it. I'm hoping not for a long time to keep them nice and healthy. But what are we doing as a society in order to obviously influence change? Because I can't imagine, what is it? What we were saying, 3 hours a week or 1 hour a week
Yeah.
for just a shower. There's other needs that people need in terms of they're taking their medication, other day-to-day household chores, keeping the house safe and clean so that they're not experiencing any further injury loss. Is there anything that we're doing as a community or as a group or yourself are taking on in order to obviously advocate for your clients?
Well, for one, we use a lot of interns for clients that cannot afford and they just need housekeeping or things like that. So we're able to offer that as a free service for a lot of our clients.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we have about 15 clients that we offer free service to because they just can't afford it. There is no funding in the government. I know that the LINS is taking over CCAC. So
And what is the LIN? So just so you can explain.
Oh, sorry, Local Health Integration Network. That's
Okay,
what it
great.
stands for. So they'll be taking over CCAC to remove a lot of middle management. And the budget should be increased, but not severely. It should be increased a little bit. So it might go from 3 hours to 6 hours per week. So maybe 2 showers a week a client will be able to get. But the ones that cannot afford it, and they do come to me, we're able to offer a student, and the ones that have just finished school and are looking for placement hours, we're able to help accommodate with that. And we offer them free service for those clients.
So here's a question. Do you offer around-the-clock care?
Yes, we do. We offer 2 12-hour shifts, or we have 3 8-hour shifts, depending on the client's situation and their needs.
Oh, that's great. And so, Kyle, in the event that someone needs to reach out to you and wants your services, guys, you need to contact Kyle. If you're in need of for yourself or for your family member, he's a great, young, motivated entrepreneur who saw a need based upon a personal experience. Kyle, how can they reach you?
They can reach me by my 1-800 number, which is 1-866-886-1544, or or on my website, which is krs.homecare.com.
Do you have any social media feeds or anything like that, platforms?
We have a page on Facebook, as it used to be called Helping Hands Home Care, so it's still under that name. It's just being in the midst of transferring over to KRS Home Care. Also, we have a LinkedIn page. Kyle said you could find me on LinkedIn and hit me up that way anytime you like. We also have a Twitter. It's called Best Home Care GTA, at Best Home Care GTA. And the best way to reach me is over the phone. The 1-800 number goes directly to my cell phone, and I like to be very hands-on, so I like to speak with every client before we set up any services, so I understand fully what they need and how we can make it work.
Email as well?
Email is kyle.said@krshomecare.com.
Well, there you have it, guys. If you need support for a family member, a friend, a loved one, a wife, a father, a mother, a sister, a brother, a husband, please contact Kyle and find out about his services, how we can help you out, and so on and so forth. I want to thank Kyle today of KRS Home Care for coming here. Kyle, thank you so much for coming on Accessibility Living, giving us a brief understanding. I know we can probably go all day too with this. Kyle, thank you very much. We're at a break right now. We'll come right back to finish off the show. But Kyle, thank you very much for showing up and giving us some understanding information on your company and personal support workers who give us great help for our family and our society.
Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, Kyle.
Well, not anybody can be a PSW. It takes someone truly special to be a personal support worker. So PSWs, when they get together, they understand each other the best. So, like the association at OPSWA, we are a family. PSWs run the association, so who better to understand what PSWs go through but their peers. So I believe that, PSWs need to have that center of gravity. They need to have that circle of care so that they're better able to produce and provide quality of care for those that they care for every day. This summer, we're actually going to be hosting a seminar on autism. It's a 4-part series on autism. So we have an IBI therapist named Tammy who is going to be coming and teaching our PSWs as to what to look for, how to work with these individuals. What is a high functioning person with Asperger's as opposed to somebody who is a low functioning autism. So it's going to be very important for PSWs to learn these strategies because the field is hot and PSWs are that ticket. PSWs should definitely come to our conference because it's important for PSWs to get to know their peers and to interact with their peers. I think it's really important because so many PSWs work by themselves and they kind of feel lost in the big crowd of PSWs or a big crowd of the healthcare field. So at this conference, they're able to communicate with other PSWs, learn new things, what's happening in the field. They get to interact with their professional association, and best of all, they get to celebrate who they are as a PSW and feel celebrated.
Make him let me go! I didn't do anything wrong!
How dare you address the Queen of Narnia?
I didn't know!
You will know better hereafter!
Wait.
Having my grandkids over is the highlight of my day. But it isn't all hugs and cookies. I also get to help raise them and teach good habits. I call it Grandma's Training Program. Whether it's safety in the backyard, no, or staying clean, don't forget to use soap, or monitoring video game use. And I don't just mean limiting the amount they play. We all spend more and more time on these little devices, and it can be really bad on our spine. Not long ago, I had neck surgery, and it was during my physical therapy that another patient introduced me to the ab collar. I used the ab collar during my recovery to remind me to have good posture during my daily exercises. And now it's an important part of Grandma's Training Program. The ab collar is lightweight, portable, and easy to put on. But best of all, it serves as a great training tool to teach the boys how they're supposed to sit while playing their video games. And now I hardly ever have to remind them at all. I want to help my grandsons grow up healthy and strong and make good decisions. And the ab collar is helping me do that.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I want to thank Kyle Sen of KRS Home Care again for his informative session with us today. It was fantastic. More so than what I knew from PSWs and what's available in terms of funding. So everyone, thank you very much. I want to thank the Disability Channel. Please look us up on Roku. Okay, so follow us on ADL at accessibledataliving.com, website on our email at info@accessibledataliving.com, Facebook page on Twitter at LivingADL. Follow us, guys. Contact us. Any information you require about our shows, especially the one with Kyle today, you can contact us and we can put you in contact with Kyle if you didn't have time to take down his information. So again, thank you on this lovely day. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, following us, and until the next time, have a great one, guys. Bye.